We are back, everybody, for another segment on the Gazette Radio Hour with Doug and John on Santa Clarita's hometown station, AM-1220 KHTS.
All right, we're with our national correspondent. See, I wanted to introduce you, Robert, because I can actually say correspondent. Robert Patrick Lewis.
Correspondent.
And we worked on that ad during the break, and it got a little bit better. All right, so being a natural bored citizen, I apparently can run for president, right?
Correct.
I'm bored.
Wait a minute, John. Are you talking about Ted Cruz?
We're talking about Ted Cruz. According to the Constitution, this should be laid to rest pretty quickly, don't you think, guys? Ted Cruz, for those people who don't know, or you will, I'm sure, announced his candidacy for president. He was born in Canada to his mother was born in Delaware. Delaware, last time I checked, although I've been there, it shouldn't be part of the United States. It's really boring. It really doesn't have a whole lot of purpose other than the beaches. Wait
a minute, isn't that where Joe Biden's from?
Yeah, thank you. I rest my case. It's part of the United States still. His father was born in Cuba. They lived in Canada. That's where little Teddy was born. And according to the Constitution, there's a whole bunch of other requirements, but you have to be a natural-born citizen. Now, the framers of the Constitution did a wonderful job with all kinds of things. However, they weren't real good with foreseeing us in such a litigious way, where we would take every word and fight over it. Because everyone and their uncle has a different determination of what natural-born citizen means. So my question, I guess, Robert, to you, does it really matter?
You know, if you could take politics out of it, it wouldn't to the average American, but it's politics. It's political. Yeah. I mean, so of course, anything that they can, you know, when you're talking about a guy, here's the big thing. You know, Ted Cruz and Rand Paul, they're only sitting at about 6% each in terms of polling numbers. But again, being a statistics-driven guy, like I understand any poll that you can make it say whatever you want it to say. You can make any statistics say what you want them to say.
Right.
The thing about Rand Paul and Ted Cruz is they truly align people. They motivate people. They get people excited. They talk about doing away with the establishment that's turned so many people away from politics. And so while it shouldn't matter, that makes you a lot of enemies these days.
Right. Yeah, and they'll probably send a lot of emails about it. Ooh.
So,
you know, one of the funny things, you know, talking about scandals, you know, that's one of the big things that's been going on in conservative circles for a very long time is why has nobody ever come forward that went to college with Obama? You know, there's all these rumors that the other people that worked at these colleges where he hated him, that he was essentially fired, that he was doing all these unscrupulous things while he was in school, but they keep saying all these records are sealed and nobody can look at them.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. I've never had a good explanation, but you know, Cruz's Harvard law professors have no problem coming on saying he's the brightest guy in politics.
Yeah, and one of the things that everybody misses because I've heard that exact comment before, and I'm not going to like rag on you, Mr. Lewis, sir, because you could kill me in my sleep without me knowing it. But you're forgetting one very, very important fact. His law professor is Alan Dershowitz. Okay, and Alan Dershowitz is probably, I don't know. Do you think he's conservative, guys? What do you think?
He's the most liberal guy?
Yeah.
No. He
said that Ted Cruz was his smartest student.
Yeah.
It wasn't just his Harvard law professor. So now you can go in and go, Alan Dershowitz, his Harvard law professor, said. That to me is just...
Aside
ludicrous.
from all that, though, when I woke up and was getting ready to go to work and I saw his speech, his announcement speech, it truly reminded me of how the type of speech Ronald Reagan used to make. Mm-hmm. That sort of thing. And everything he says, to me, makes perfect common sense. That's all it is common sense. But yet he gets attacked right away from all sides.
About Ted Cruz that a lot of people get behind him and why he polarizes people and why he motivates people so much is because he doesn't just say it and then back off at the first signs of somebody disagreeing with him. He sticks to it. He says it and he owns it. I mean, he's the guy that shut down the government essentially after his 21-hour filibustering against Obamacare, right? And so there are a lot of people in liberal circles that are saying, "Are you ever going to vote for Mr. No? Would you ever vote for the guy who shut down the government?" And there's people like me who have a lot of pride and a lot of respect for somebody that stands behind their what they say. Yeah. And I think it's something that we don't see in politics very much anymore. They'll say something, and then polling comes back and they go, "Oh, people don't like it. Okay, we're going to change." No, but On the other hand, when you vote for a politician, you're voting for him and his viewpoints and his rigidity to his issues. And I think it's a breath of fresh air to see somebody that's actually willing to stand up for what he believes.
Sometimes it's not too good to get along to go along.
It's not, but it all depends on the way that you look at it. But it's just something that we haven't had in a very long time. Somebody who can actually, that's the whole point of speeches and debate and the whole political cycle that we have. It used to be a politician would get up there, talk about their beliefs. They talk about what they want to do and how they see the world. And then we would go, yeah, I agree with this one. I don't agree with this one, so I'm going to vote for this one. The problem now is that politicians have more PR people and strategy people and marketing people and makeup people than Hollywood movie stars.
Oh, no question.
Right? So you're no longer hearing a politician at a debate. You're hearing him talk for a little bit, and whenever the lights go off and you break to a commercial, he sits down with his whole marketing team and go, well, you said this, but, our marketing says you need to go to this.
Right.
Right. Branding says you go to this. And that's why they change so much once they get into office, because that team goes away, and now this person goes back to whatever they truly believe, which is not usually what you heard during the election cycle. So to have a guy like Cruz that will actually say it and do it and believe it, it's a good thing.
With that being said, Robert, though, what kind of shot do you think he has of getting the nomination, realistically?
I mean, he's pissed off a lot of people. That's the thing, just by the nature of what he does and not willing to go with the flow. He's not a career politician. This guy, he was a lawyer. He's argued 9 cases in front of the Supreme Court. The guy hasn't been doing this his whole life, and he doesn't need this to feed his family, right? The guy actually has talents outside of being a politician, which is a great thing. Unfortunately, because of that, he doesn't have the same butt-kissing that most politicians have, where, they're more worried about their job than they are about the country, and so they'll agree to do things they don't really like because they just want to keep their job. Cruz doesn't need that. So if he sees somebody that is doing something that he doesn't agree with, he has no problem firing out against them, and it's going to hurt him in terms of raising money.
So is what you're saying, Robert, is what you're saying that we're stuck with Jeb Bush?
I don't know. I think if somebody actually backs him, it would be throwing their money away at this point. There are a lot of dynasties, but I just think even he may have name value, but number 3, third Bush in office.
Gentlemen, hang on a second. It's March 2015, okay? Take a step back from the computer. We don't know who else is announced yet, okay?
We know.
You don't know yet. I mean, suppose there's an email scandal, that. There's all kinds of things.
That went away quick.
That's the problem with all these. McCain had a thing that he said several election cycles ago, where he came out and said, these days just running for senator, you have to essentially, you campaign, you get elected, then you have about 2 weeks off, and then you have to start raising money.
Exactly. Yeah, but
that's the thing. We all see the increasing costs of political campaigns and how much money they're throwing into marketing and advertising and everything else. It really is. If you want to be a factor in the next election, you have to already be raising a lot of money.
Exactly. That's true. All right. Well, Robert, I promise we'll have you on before the election. How's that? You can take that one to the bank. All right?
You'll have your turn.
I'm writing this down. We will talk to Robert Patrick Lewis about politics before the election next year.
How about next week?
Okay.
All right, Robert. Thanks.
I'm in. All right, guys. Have a great weekend.
All right. Thanks. That was Robert Patrick Lewis, our national correspondent. You're listening to Gazette Radio Hour with Doug and John on AM-1220 KHTS, Santa Clarita's hometown station. Doug and I are going to talk sports when we come back.
Here we are, everybody. The last segment of the Gazette Radio Hour with Doug and John on AM-1220 KHTS, Santa Clarita's hometown station. John, we're right in the middle of March Madness.
And
I love it.
You're enjoying it. I
love it.
I was upset. Although I can't be too upset. My Maryland Terrapins went about as far as they could. Yeah,
I know.
Playing freshmen. Watch us out. Watch out for us next year.
Well, I'm in dread. My Arizona Wildcats are back in the Elite Eight. Play Wisconsin tomorrow, who eliminated them last year. They got eliminated the year before by Ohio State, and the year before that by Connecticut. So who knows?
Just join the Big Ten. You could finish third behind all those teams in Maryland.
Hey, let's pick tonight's game. You want to?
We could pick. Oh, okay. Who do we got?
UCLA, Gonzaga, and remember, Gonzaga beat UCLA already this year at UCLA.
Do you think? Okay, let's talk how many points too, because this is going to be.
I don't know.
We don't have to go nuts with the point spread, but I think Gonzaga is going to win by at least double digits. I don't think UCLA. They didn't belong there argument.
You don't think that's a huge motivating factor to them?
Yeah, but how much it can motivate you against a lesser team?
Yeah.
It can motivate you against a team that's maybe just marginally better.
I question Gonzaga because of the strength of schedule during the year.
But you already
They're
have.
a weak conference.
You already have. And everybody, they're in the same position as Arizona.
Right. No, I'll pick them. I just don't know if it'd be double digits. I'd say 7 to 8 points.
Oh, wow. Okay. We're almost contrarian.
Okay, do you mean double digits? Are you talking 10 or 20?
Well, if it's 10 would be 2 digits, and you're like, I think it's going to be 8.
North Carolina State, Louisville. Very interesting game.
You know what's interesting? They played how many times this year? They're both in the ACC.
Right.
The ACC has been dominating this tournament. I mean, as a Maryland fan who was formerly in the ACC, I used to watch these teams. I know absolutely nothing about NC State. I know they usually overperform.
I know they usually lose to North Carolina and Duke during the regular season.
Yeah. But I think Michigan State. Well, wait a minute. They're playing Louisville.
Right.
Louisville's one of those perennial.
You got to go with Patina.
Yeah, just the coach. You have to. But man, NC State would be a shock.
All right, Pac-12 baby against Utah against Duke.
Really? You're gonna sit there and go Duke? You're gonna pick? If I'm picking an upset, it's Utah.
Really?
Yeah, I think Duke can underestimate Utah a little bit. I mean, you're a Pac-10 fan. What's Utah
12.
like? Pac-12, 10, 12, whatever. What's Utah like?
Utah was the second best team in the Pac-12 behind Arizona. Definitely.
I was going to say behind Gonzaga?
Behind Arizona. Without a doubt. And although we beat them twice, they gave us a real tough time at their place, and we didn't meet them in the tournament. But I can
kind of a
see
weak conference.
It all gets in the Pac-12. Easy. To me, it all depends on how hot your three-point shooting is.
Well, it's all
when you get a
play.
team that's on fire one particular game, you never know.
Yeah, it's all guard play. Yeah. It's all guard play in the tournament anyway.
One of the most interesting teams to me in the tournament is Michigan State. They had a lousy regular season.
They weren't lousy in the regular season.
Well, they weren't in the top 25 most of the time.
Tom Izzo is a master at playing 3 seasons.
Yes.
He plays 3 seasons. He plays a completely different style of basketball and has his players develop during those 3 seasons.
Right.
He plays 3 seasons in one. Yeah. He will play the beginning part of the season and up until halfway through conference play, experimenting. Then he'll find his way and start playing really well in the last half of the conference tournament, the conference season, then the tournament, and then he gets to the big dance.
Yep, and then he's
always there. They're always a tough out.
So I got to pick them over Oklahoma.
Oklahoma's a sleeper team, but they are ridiculously athletic. Michigan State's going to have to be perfect, and I think if they've got attention to detail, I think you might be right.
So who are you going with?
I'd go with Michigan State.
Okay.
I mean, it's.
And you're going with Utah?
I'm going with Utah with the upset.
Wow.
Calling an upset.
No, I got to go with Duke.
I can't pick Duke. I can never pick Duke.
Let's jump to tomorrow. Kentucky, Notre Dame.
No, I watched Maryland almost. I mean, even though they lost to West Virginia, they were in control for a large chunk of that game, and then their point guard gets hit in the head on a really freak play, and is out with a concussion, and that's when things fell apart. But they were controlling that game. They may not have been winning, but they were in control of that game. They could have just spurted and been done at any point in time. And I saw how Kentucky just destroyed them.
Yep.
Destroyed West Virginia.
Does Notre Dame have any chance?
Nobody is stopping Kentucky.
You saying Arizona, all the way?
All the way.
Till a week from Monday night?
I disagree with their coach, and I agree with some of the other coaches that have said that they could win at least a game against the Knicks.
Wow.
They are that good.
All right, and then Arizona, Wisconsin.
Because because of you and because of Mr. Sports, I'm going to pick Wisconsin because I don't want to see Arizona embarrassed by Kentucky.
Well, that's really nice of you.
I got your back. So what do you got? You guys upsetting Kentucky in the final game?
Of course. No. I want to get past tomorrow. Like I said, Wisconsin beat us last year by 1 point in overtime.
Yeah. You can beat Wisconsin. Yeah. You can beat Wisconsin. You don't have a whole lot of people down low. No. To deal with
our down low guy, Terzuski, has a problem with coordination.
You're going to have a hard time with Frank the Tank.
Yes,
but
exactly.
Wisconsin's secondary players are a little bit suspect.
And it gets back to what we were talking about, if who is ever hot from the guards.
Right.
Our guards were not hot last night, but we still managed to win.
Well, yeah, but you also beat a team that wasn't that spectacular.
Right. Okay.
So you got a shot.
I agree.
You got a shot. All right, so how the Dodgers look?
Pitching is shaky right now because of injuries.
There it is. There it is. All right. Well, I think we're about done, aren't we?
According to the board op, we are.
Oh, she's waving flags at us. I guess. All right,
She's
fine,
turning
we'll go.
red.
You know, we don't
with
have
stress.
music going. We don't know whether it's time to leave. What's my name? Yeah. How many times have we heard that?
Hannah.
All right, you're listening to the Gazette Radio Hour, Santa Clarita's hometown station, AM-1220 KHTS. Thank you, Santa Clarita. We'll be back next week.
2 o'clock on Friday.